cell phone use. I got some information that is saying that Sprint is going to be marketing cell phones to, get this number now, 5-year-olds. And right away you say, it's too young. Well, maybe not. You need to listen to the whole story, and we'll ask you to weigh in on this on our Peretti Opinion Poll question, too. But first I want to explain to you the situation about this technology. It's called a Philip, F-I-L-I-P, Philip watch. And on last Friday, Sprint introduced a WeGo. Now, the WeGo is a super simple cell phone designed for kids from 5 to 12. And its goal is to give parents some sophisticated tracking capabilities and at the same time let kids master some basic communication skills. And when I say communication, I'm not talking about personal communication. I'm talking about electronic communication. At first glance, there are 3 features that make this WeGo stand out from the run-of-the-mill flip phones. One is its design. There's just one button, very simple, and it's on the front for making calls. There are 2 buttons on the side that lets you scroll up and down through a list of people that your child can contact. If your child feels like he's in danger, he pulls a ring on a string which sounds an alarm, and in addition to the alarm, immediately sends you a text. When you call the child back, the phone's microphone and camera are immediately activated. Wondering about durability? Well, Sprint is claiming that it's a water-resistant handheld device and can withstand a drop of up to 12 feet without shattering. The second feature are the parental controls. Now, you put in the 20 numbers that your child can call. You pick those, and those are the only numbers that can call your child. You can also put it into silent mode during school hours or late at night when you don't want them on the phone. You can use a web portal to track their location. Gets text messages when he or she arrives at school or at home, and gets alerts if he's traveling in a vehicle that's exceeding the speed limit. Whew, this is not Big Brother, this is Big Mother and Father. And an accelerometer in the phone, accelerometer I guess, even lets you know if the child has gotten out of bed in time for school. What do you think? Should you be handling a child this type of a gadget for parental control and also for safety measure? Or should you be handing them a book? Or should you say, well, this is technology, it's time for it. Let's use every tech tool we can as the best way to better communicate, stimulate young minds, and maybe more importantly, keep them safe. Joining us to talk about this is Mary Ashmore. Mary's an education expert with LearnersOnline.com. Mary, thanks for taking the time to discuss this with us. Tell me more about LearnersOnline.com.
We started this company in 1996, so we've been around for a long time, and we've always held out that as technology use increased, we would want to support the value of it. You don't just hand kids devices and expect them to know. They may learn real quickly how to use the device, but what's really important for us is the content. We want them to learn. We don't mind games. We don't mind certain apps, but as long as those apps are stimulating their minds and at the end of the day that they're actually learning something. So we've been developing web lessons for a number of years now, and they're used across the country. And very effectively, because we know that the kids love to be on computers. You put them on a computer, they may be there for 2 or 3 hours. So it does that. But at the same time, you spoke about giving them a book and encouraging them to go out and play. So absolutely, while we embrace technology, there has to be a balance in there with regard to their other activity, as with all things.
That balance, could you give us could you break it down to percentage-wise? How much time should be devoted to getting a little dirt in their toes and reading a book and more conventional forms of communication versus the time spent on an iPad or with a cell phone?
So as much as possible for the younger kids. You hear all kinds of things out there, but just common sense tells us that the younger kids should be more into playing. The preschool, kindergarten, first, second, third grade, So some use of technology in the early years, a little bit more as they gain some more responsibility, and we should be teaching them how to surf the internet, how to research and look for safe sites on the internet. All of those are issues and they're challenges, and they should be, and parents should be watching, and teachers should be watching. So all of that is a concern, but at the same time, technology is here to stay, and we help teachers and parents embrace the technology and use it responsibly.
As far as this WeGo phone, are you familiar with it? Have you actually seen it, or have you read up enough on it to form an opinion on whether this is a good idea or a bad idea for children as young as 5?
Well, my the first thing I thought was, oh no, not 5-year-olds. I have a 5-year-old nephew, and there is no way that you hand him this device and the ring on the string would be the very first thing that he pulls.
Yeah.
He might look at the buttons, but he's going to pull the ring on the string. I mean, what do our kids do when we tell them not to do something?
They do it, right.
Absolutely. So I'm not real sure where Sprint was coming from with this, although we've been talking about it all week, so maybe they've achieved their goal.
Well, it certainly has, according to their description, some redeeming factors. Some of these things about tracking your child with this are incredible.
Absolutely. I think safety is always at the forefront of all of our minds with respect to anything and everything we do with our kids. I think that the age range was a little bit too broad. I mean, 5 to 12. I raised 2 kids, and now they're in their late 20s. So this has been a little while ago, but they didn't get their first cell phone until they were 15, 16 years old. And I sort of tied it to their showing me that they could be responsible for such a device. And when they weren't responsible, that device was taken away. So I sort of, they run the gamut. They're talking about safety on one hand, and then they're talking about helping these kids master the use of the technology and helping them grow in responsibility. So I love the parental controls. I'm just not quite sure why they dipped into the 5-year-old. For this kind of device that you just described, awesome features, I would have said that their sweet spot may have been kids maybe 12, 13, 14, the pre-cell phone experience. That's where my head went when I first heard this, and not to 10-year-olds and below.
We're going to take a quick break here. When we come back, I'm going to check on our Peretti Opinion poll, which is asking you, should phone companies market to 5-year-olds? Simple yes or no. Before you cast your vote, you might want to hear the rest of this discussion because there's a lot of angles to this. We're talking with Mary Ashmore. Mary's an education expert with LearnersOnline.com. Also suggest you check out their webpage. We'll be right back. It's Good Friday. Thanks for tuning in to the Think Tank on WWL. And welcome back into the Think Tank. Our telephone lines are open for you if you'd like to discuss any of our topics this morning. We're talking with Mary Ashmore, an education expert, LearnersOnline.com. Sprint has introduced a telephone, a cell phone, which they say is designed from kids from 5 to 12 years of age. Its goals would be to give some parents sophisticated tracking capabilities, some of which are pretty amazing, and at the same time allowing kids to master the basic communication skills using a cell phone. As far as the control end, there's 20 phone numbers the parent puts in, and your child can call them, and they're also the only numbers that are able to reach your child through this phone. In addition to that, it's got some GPS capabilities. There's a web portal where you can track the location of the child. You can get a text message to let you know they have arrived safely at school, at home. And if they're in a vehicle that's traveling above the speed limit, it even alerts you and lets you know that. It's a very sophisticated device. At the same time, the question arises, is 5 years of age too young? It's designed from 5 to 12. Mary Ashmore has told us that she believes it's probably more geared for some age around 10. Our question for you on our opinion poll is, should they be marketing phones to kids that young? Right now, 100% of you are saying no, they should not. But again, I've got some text messages that are coming in, which, by the way, is 870-870. Please, if you text in, text responsibly. Remember, do not text and drive. It is illegal. Here's one that says, okay, so after all that doesn't work when they forget to bring it. Well, yeah, that could happen to any device. Also, another text says, I bet every parent who has had a kid get kidnapped or lost would kill for this phone. Sounds like a good idea to me. Another one says, Don, safety these days, especially, it's a crazy world out there, and the bad guys are using technology as well. And another one says, this will be awesome, too, for special kids and elderly people, too. Never thought about that. Mary, in talking to you about this, I see a parallel where, fine to allow children to have these devices, but I think it goes along saying if you believe in the Second Amendment and should a youngster be able to use a firearm for hunting, along with that goes the responsibility of training and teaching them responsible use. And I think what you're saying is a parallel with these phones. If you're going to give them the phone to use, you've got to instruct them on its proper use, how to use it responsibly.
Absolutely, and that's why, think about it. The 5, 6, 7-year-old, as it is, parents have no problem handing their child the device when they're at a restaurant, keeps them occupied, look at this app, look at that app, they're playing with some games and such. They know how to use the phone. I don't think that it's that piece of it. I do agree with one of the notes that came in that talked about missing children, lots of kidnappings and such. I think it would be smart for us to talk about and develop some such things as the GPS tracking. But maybe that's more of a chip. I just don't know, handing them something that they have to try to keep track of. They can't keep track of it in their backpack. How really are you going to make sure that they're using it properly?
And then what about that call to them from you that doesn't get answered? Then what starts going through your mind then?
Absolutely. It causes a lot more worry, causes a lot of distraction. You can't use them in school. And when I was raising kids, too, when they talk about the peace of mind aspect, I knew where my kids were at 5 and 6 and 7. When they got out of my car and went into my sister's car, then they were going to spend the day at their aunt's house. I knew where they were at all times. I like the GPS feature. I wish there was another way for us to do that. But to start handing them cell phones at that young age, as it is, I'm sure they're begging their parents for cell phones at 10, 11, 12, 14. And I think that those parents would buy something like this.
Well, as we get into more and more sophisticated technology, certainly some good things come from it, but also some negatives, because I think we become reliant on these things. And then once that happens, then it takes away, like you mentioned, once you kept this track of where your child was, where now when you're relying on technology to kind of do it for you, you kind of get away from that. And that's not such a good thing.
Right. And as you said earlier, it could cause a lot of anxiety. What if something with the device, something happens with the device, and all of a sudden you're wondering, well, what did that mean? And now Sprint has a different problem on their hands.
Exactly. Mary, can you stay with me? We got a little news break coming up.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All right, very good. We're talking with education expert Mary Ashmore, learnersonline.com, about Sprint's new phone that they are marketing to, they say, between 5 and 12-year-olds. Special cell phones with special parental controls. We're getting texts coming in at 870-870. We come back right after the news.
WWL-AM-FM.com, the news, talk, and sports leader. 504-260-1870 or 866-889-0870.
All right, you're also welcome to text in at 870-870. Here's a couple of text messages that are coming to Mary. One says, the worry of an unanswered call never goes away. My daughter's 18 and graduating after her second year at community college, and we still worry when there is no answer. I wonder if young people realize what fear is stricken through the hearts of a parent when that phone call goes unanswered. It's so important that they respond.
It is, and I told my kids, I still tell them, you never stop raising kids. It is difficult, and so you got to keep talking to them and letting them know how important it is to communicate, and that because there's so many strange things happening in the world today, and everything's happening so quickly, that it's very important to keep touching base with parents and caretakers, and just really being responsible about that.
Mary, we've had discussions on this show before about losing communication skills, basic skills of writing and one-on-one personal communication. What suggestions does Learners Online have for maybe overcoming that? Is it just taking the time to spend more time and maybe putting a day or a weekend aside where we say, look, we're just going to check our phones at the door for this weekend and go back to our normal on-the-porch, person-to-person conversation.
You do, and you should. I think parents should always be monitoring the time that their kids spend on these devices, whether it's the cell phones or whether it's the handheld devices, the iPads, whatever it is, even learning, even the computer time that they spend. What about the concerns that we used to have and probably still do have with the video games? So you want to play with any of these sorts of technological devices here, an hour here, and then a couple hours outside. Go play outside. My parents always told me, go play outside. Go ride your bike. And then as a family, I agree with you. We need go camping for the weekend. Check your cells. It's hard enough for adults to check their cells at the door. But I think even as adults, and we use it, it's glued to me. I know it's glued to me. It's a conscious effort. You're exactly right. It's a conscious effort. And parents, don't stop making efforts to create that balance in your family's lives because it's very important.
And, of course, it varies, I would think, from child to child. I'm getting a text in that says, my son has had a mobile phone since he was 6. I trusted him at that age. It's been wonderful trust-building experience. In the case of that person who has probably a very close and devoted relationship with their child, maybe it works for that 6-year-old. They learn their responsibility. But for other kids, 6, wide-open smartphone, boy, that could be a world of trouble.
Yep, I agree. And of course, there are always a percentage of kids and families and relationships that make things like this work.
Mary, thank you for taking some time with us on this Good Friday. Again, it's learnersonline.com, and I suggest some of our listeners who want to learn more about the technology that's available with kids, its impact, because, we're starting now to get into a generation that grew up with cell phones, but in the past it's been a generation that didn't have all this technology, but yet their children do, and it's been kind of a learning experience for them on how to guide their children on something we didn't know anything about.
Absolutely. And we can learn from them. We can learn from them about how they're thinking, what they want, but we have to all be responsible about it. And that's why we produce the content that we produce for schools and for parents to get the good lessons and the learning so that the learning still takes place. You bet.
Very good. Thanks, Mary. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Appreciate you.
All righty. Mary Ashmore, an education expert. Check it out if you want to contact her. You can go to learnersonline.com.